Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the man who experiments on the ancients. It's Mikey G Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
To be fair, they were young when I started.
No, they weren't. You're just after that sick Mako energy, just like the rest of them.
Not my Mako energy.
Mako from Kill la Kill.
It's Mako, and can you imagine an entire world powered by Mako? We like every like transformer in the place would explode from too much power.
Too much poncho.
She could keep literally the planet going. We don't need coal.
That's right.
Coal or oil. Coil.
Coil. I like that. Coil.
We just need one odd Japanese girl.
With a desire to be the best.
Yep. Not for any real reason.
No. That damn poncho power. It's unbeatable.
Yep.
Well, Mikey, how's it going this week? How you doing, son?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain, sir. We're going to jump straight into the news, as we tend to do these days. As we kick off with some third-party news, as I sniff away, because that's, I guess, the time of year we're in. We're kicking off with Iron Factory. They are doing a IFEX-26 H, which is the Racing Bros Heavy Metal, which is basically the legend scale figure that they've already done of Sideswipe, but in G2 colors. Does it have? I think it has new weapons as well. It seems to.
New weapons, new head, and the wheels have been either redone or the wheels have been redone as well.
It is difficult to tell that the head's different, but you can just see a little bit of a grimace. But that's just because his head's wee, so that's not really a blame on them. That's just it's difficult. Oh, I didn't notice the wheels had spikes on them. That's neat.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. How do you feel about this guy, Mikey? Because I don't... If I want to be nitpicky and silly, I'd say my only issue is I wish he came with a bandolier.
Oh, I always want him to come with a bandolier.
Yeah, because that really finishes the look off.
I hear this is a really good mold.
Is it? Oh, that's good.
I heard him and Sunstreaker turned out really, really well.
And I think about Sunstreaker or normal Sideswipe.
I care about Sunstreaker's a tiny headmaster.
What for the this fit? Really? Oh, yeah. Still don't care about him.
I like Sunstreaker because he needs a bob. Well, I don't know why he didn't come with a bob, but I just think that should be standard for Sunstreakers now. But I heard very good things about the molds, and yeah, this is a G2 Sideswipe, and that is kind of my jam.
Yeah.
One day I will get that bloody masterpiece, and by the time I get it, it'll probably be the worst toy in the world, but fuck it.
Would you get a real one, or would you get a KO? I can't remember.
Oh, I get a real one. After all this time, I'd get a fucking real one.
Okay.
Like, if I wanted, after holding out this long, no. Give me a fucking real one. Like, I've had a chance to get real ones, just never when I had the money.
Of course.
And
Isn't
then
that
you go
always
on
the
to
way?
other places and just like, this is a total real one, genuine, not fake.
Not fake for realsies, believo.
This toy, very good. English also. But no, I think this guy looks good for what he is. I like the little guns. I like the little shank. I like the wheels are just like, of course.
Of course.
He's a limited edition, so I wouldn't really want to, if you couldn't get him in the first run, I wouldn't even bother trying to get this guy, to be honest. Just because, he's a third-party limited edition figure, even if he is small, legend scale, his aftermarket in a year or so will not be pretty.
Probably not. I don't know. How did the third-party markets do for third-party toys that are old, like City Commander? That can't be expensive now, right? Can it?
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah.
Really? Who wants City Commander these days?
I don't know, but like Tyrantron, I was looking at him on a couple of months. The IDW Megatron from Mastermind.
Okay.
A couple of months ago, he was averaging about $100 to $120.
Right.
I just randomly searched him day before yesterday. He's averaging now $180 to $200.
Okay.
So once they go out of stock, and if they don't do another run, prices jump.
So you're saying they're Figmas?
Yeah, pretty much.
Effectively.
So, and people are very aware that they jump, so they try to make as much money as they can off them. So I would say this guy, I could easily see him, like, if you didn't get him in that first 1,500 run and you were buying him aftermarket, if you could get him for less than $80, I'd be impressed.
Right. Oh, well,
In
there you
all
go.
seriousness.
Financial advice from Mikey.
Before, looking at official Transformers, we're like, before Chaos and Velocitron set came out over here, which I am amused to see that, like, the whole set now go up on eBay for stuff like $40. Like, it was averaging 200.
Yeah.
And, like, Nautica on her own sometimes went for 100.
Oof.
So, if people think they can make money off anything, whether it's worth it or not, they'll do it.
Oh, yeah, because, either someone will lower the price or someone will buy for that price.
Yeah.
Supply and demand, that's what they say. Yeah, this is, as you said, Mikey, limited to 1,500 figures. So, yeah, you're probably right. Buy it in the first wave if you really want it. Otherwise, it'll go up and up in price, as these things, as you say, tend to do. He is neat. I like the extra bits he comes with as well. The fact that you can store his sword on his back is neat, because it means he can hold all of his stuff, which is definitely a boon. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this little looking lad. But Iron Factory also showed off this week some colored images of the the IF-EX34 Alcade, I'll go with Alcade, which is Helix, and the EF, I'm guessing that was meant to be IF. I think that was a mistype. IF-EX35 Murak, which is Dezsarus. So it's the last two dudes basically for the DJD, the one with the hole in his chest and the one with the melty thing in his chest. Those two.
I still don't know which is Helix and which is Dezsarus.
I know that one has a hole in their chest and one isn't.
I know Tarn is the purple one.
Yep.
I know Kaon got his head ripped off. I know Voss is a gun.
Yes.
And then there's their two friends.
Who are big.
Big.
I like how they look. I've always liked how they look. I just never remember who's who. Probably.
And someone got really mad at me once over that.
Really?
Oh yeah, like proper, like, I can't believe you don't know which is which.
Hey, if Mikey don't remember, there's no way Andy's remembering. You remember all the things that happened in previous issues of the comics, so you should know these things better than me.
It's because no one in the comics cared.
No, they didn't seem to.
They don't do anything.
No.
They don't do anything except murder people.
Yeah, that's pretty
much
much
fun.
it. Yeah.
But
well, we do see a big slew of images of them in the robot mode, and shows off their posabilities. Shows them standing next to the other guys. So I imagine these will be deluxe size figures.
Do you know what? I suspect they might be a little bigger.
Maybe, yeah. They might be Voyager to maybe slightly over.
I don't think
not Voyager over. Sorry, but
they'll be bigger than deluxe, but I don't think they'll be Voyager scale.
Because wasn't Ton smaller than? No, have any of these come out yet? I don't think they have.
No, these are all preview. But like, we still haven't seen the combiner.
Well, not combined.
The fully colored combiner.
No.
So
we've seen CG renders of it, but we haven't seen, like you say, a normal thing. What do you think of these guys all up in the vehicle mode? Because I'm not desperately fond of the blue one's vehicle mode.
I mean, it's accurate. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
That's just, you can blame Alex for that.
I do.
And fair play to you if you want to try blaming Alex for a design. I'll just sit here and say, Alex, you do fine work. And yeah, I mean you no harm. Andy, on the other hand.
As you rub the bruises. No more, sir. Please,
sir. The beard rash won't go away. But yeah, he did just sort of turn into a tub with hands. In fact, I think this is slightly more stylized to give him an actual, like, vehicle-ish form.
Did we ever see him transform in the comic?
He did once off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the other guy did. But I know that the designs are out there somewhere. Yeah, it's not like the other three where, like, you saw them plenty in their other modes.
Sure.
Or at least you saw Kaon like once very prominently. But I think these look really good. Look like the articulation is top notch.
Oh yeah.
Really like the blue guy's hands.
Which
like
ones?
those are
the big hands or the smaller ones?
The big hands. Like, I love the little hands, but I like the blue guys, like, properly articulated ones.
Yes, yeah, that's neat.
I also like that See, I remember he was Scissor Saw. His real name's Scissor Saw.
Who's that?
That I remember. Like the guy with the blades in his chest. His real name is Scissor Saw.
Oh, okay.
Well, I remembered that, but I don't know who he's supposed to be.
That's not a good sign.
I don't know what his DJD name is, but his real name is Scissor Saw. And the other guy is Crucible and Scissor Saw.
Right.
I don't know which is Helix and which is Tesserus, but they're Crucible and Scissor Saw. But I like his overall design as well. Like I something I'm kind of disappointed with. I don't think there's going to be like an insert of a comic character being melted.
No,
on one.
There is an image where it is like pretend Photoshop lights up.
I think that's Black Shadow.
I'm
nearly certain that's supposed to be Black Shadow.
I'll go with that. It looks neat. I wonder if you can open up that canopy though. Because if you can, then you could cut out a bit of comic and slide something in there.
Looks like there's a hinge.
Yeah. So you might be able to do something if you've got a printer and spare paper and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just when you put something like that in, I would just think it'd be really neat to have just and here you can slide this into a slot.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall these guys turned out really, really nicely. Really want to see the combined form.
Well, we have seen the combined form.
No, like properly colored, posing.
Okay.
How big is he? Because these guys are bigger than I thought they were going to be. So I'm wondering if this guy's like he's got to be minimum Supreme class, or the old Ultra class rather.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Like Onslaught, he's going to be big.
Yeah, he's going to be big. I'm not sure he's going to be that big.
He's definitely going to be bigger than a Voyager.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be massively bigger than a Voyager, though. I don't think, anyway.
I think it's just because they're so much bigger than everyone else.
I think you've got to remember, though, that from the looks of things, they're going to be forming up most of the bulk of that figure.
True that.
Because Kaon's not... Voss isn't
Voss?
going to... he's not going to turn it. He's just going to be a gun, so...
Yeah. So... Like...
Yeah.
Is Tarn the leg? No, Tarn and Kaon are the arms, aren't they?
Maybe.
Yeah, colored pictures, please. But...
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see soon. You know, they're rolling out these images fairly quickly, so they'll probably show more of these as we get closer to their release date. But we don't have a date so far as I can tell. Can you?
No, I don't think there's one.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news, son? Actually, the next two bits as their Prime versions. They're both Primes. Again.
Yeah, they are.
More of them.
Hey, Andy. Would you like a cartoon-accurate Optimus Prime?
Oh, you mean the Masterpiece one that's coming out real soon? MP 39,000 or something.
Kinda.
Okay.
Would you like two? Based off of different basically based off of different episodes where slightly varied character models were used.
Is that what this one is?
That's what those two are.
Really?
That's why they're slightly different.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they're based off of different episodes. Because some episodes he had a bigger backpack, and some episodes he didn't.
Well, that's a interesting reason to make extra third-party primes, I guess, but okay.
Yeah. So, Magic Square Toys have MS01 Masterpiece Scale G1 Optimus Prime color prototype revealed. This is their new third-party company. And this is a Masterpiece scaled animation accurate Generation 1 Optimus Prime. He comes with opening doors, light up feature. He has, what else does he have? I'm just watching the rotation video they did. You can replace his windscreen, chest windscreen with broken ones to represent him getting the shit out of him in the movie. His windscreen wipers move. Andy? He also looks like he's got not an ab crunch, like he's got motion in the abs area, but it's sort of side to side and back, not an ab crunch per se. He's got double jointed knees, ankle tilts. He does have some proportional differences in comparison to the official Optimus that's coming out. Yeah, like his legs are more tapered at the top, and he looks like a good cartoon version of the character.
Yeah, well, a very specific one, I suppose, right?
Now, before we talk about opinions, I just want to touch on the next fella, which is Transform Element TE01, which looks like it's another new third-party company that are opening with a Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Again, animation accurate, at least to an animation model. Comes with a translucent trailer, which will come with the usual Optimus Prime trailer gimmicks. Opening chest, matrix of leadership. He's got sort of cartoony hands, which come with the Optimus Prime pointing and the annoying I make a fist with the rest of my fingers. I really wish that would go away.
Is it just a way of cheapening out, to make things a bit easier?
Yeah, but you're a collector grade figure.
Yeah.
You don't get the excuse of making things easier anymore.
Was there a reason to why the trailer is translucent?
None given.
Okay, because that seems like an odd choice.
We also get prototyping. We got the colored prototype and the base prototype. Vehicle mode is pretty standard Optimus Prime. Looks like there's a lot more cheating going on with this guy in how he transforms.
Do you think that'll put more people off then? Because some people don't like the whole cheating aspect.
That is true. Also, he's got a Matrix cover, which I believe is from... Yeah, he's got the cover of Matrix that I believe is from Beast Wars. I don't...
Was it in the original movie as well?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember.
I know Magnus had one.
About 5 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, yeah... the different, like they pointed out here, he's got proportions that will please fans with no trace of wheels, and a backpack is very small and integrated.
Cool.
Andy.
Mikey.
I cannot think of a figure to make me less excited at the moment than a cartoon Masterpiece G1 Optimus Prime.
Oh, what about another Dinobot Masterpiece scaled?
I'm less excited about this.
Oh, what? That's pretty fucking impressive.
You know my feelings of the other one.
I do.
Just because, hey, it's that toy you're getting anyway, except probably cheaper.
Yeah. Well, you mean the Masterpiece one, or do you mean these ones? Because I'm sure these ones might be more expensive.
No, God, no. This is going to be cheaper than them.
You think so?
Or than him. Oh God, yeah. If these go over 150, I'll be amazed.
Yeah. Okay.
And he'll probably hit between 150 and 200 going by recent masterpieces.
Well, you could be right.
But this is just so boring.
So what you're saying is you can either buy the official one or you can buy these dirty KO figures. Is that what
do you know what
saying?
they do? They feel more like KO figures than a real figure. Because it's just like, hey, do you know that thing that you're getting later? Yeah? You want to get it now?
But cheap.
Maybe?
Yeah, cheap, maybe.
No, I don't know. I mean, they look well designed. It's a new company, so I don't always trust when a new company starts a masterpiece grade figures because I feel like they're jumping from 0 to 60. But no interest whatsoever on God's earthly moon,
What if it was shattered glass? And
not unless it's a big-breasted Japanese girl in armor at this stage.
I've seen a few people, like our good friend Brickinator, say that he's interested in picking up the Shattered Glass Prime for unknown reasons.
Unknown reasons? Why would he be picking that up?
And I've suggested to people like this, wouldn't it be way cooler, relatively speaking in the world of, Transformer collectors cool, if some of those primes had slightly remolded faces, and by slightly remolded, I mean they have glasses molded on top of them. It's still the same head, but it's just got glasses on top. I think that
like the reverse of the show. Like he's got like weird, almost skirt-like detail.
Yes,
or like his arms look almost sleeve-like.
Yeah.
And
he's just wearing human glasses, like Astro Train did.
Yeah. Oh dear, but yeah. To be fair, I'm just waiting for people to like buy the Figmas that are coming out, and then it turns out like they're the Shapeways kit to armor them up.
That'd be fucking great. Yeah. Someone will do that. If someone doesn't, I guarantee you, like there will be a Nindoroid of it down the road. The
somewhere.
Figma has to come with the headphones, right? The Figma has to come with the headphones.
Literally, like, for anyone who doesn't know, Gridman has Figmas announced, and it's Rika and Akane, the main female characters, which are
what a surprise!
I'll shock that. But they are the Optimus and the Megatron, which means that in a few months you will literally be able to buy a humanized version of Shattered Glass Optimus and Megatron as toys.
Yeah.
And like, assuming she comes with all her gear, one of them can be made to basically look like human anime fan art. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be. There's also a Nendoroid coming, and then someone said, was it Giga Beetle? Nendoroids are Funko Pop for people who think they're too cool for Funko Pops. I was just like, shut your mouth.
Is he wrong?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes, because they do like 50 billion times more things.
Well,
Because, look, let me put it this way. If you bought an Nendoroid, would you take it out of the box?
I wouldn't do anything with it. Oh,
Would you
sorry, a Nendoroid, sorry.
Would you open it?
A Nendoroid, yes, because you can do stuff with it.
Now, if you got a Funko Pop, what would you do?
I would ask why.
What I did when I bought them, when I was weak and bought two?
Yes, you got Jurassic Park ones, didn't you?
I opened them, looked at them for 2 minutes, and put them back in the box, and then put them in a wardrobe.
Of course, you don't do anything with them.
Because they're pointless.
Yeah.
And they don't even look entertaining. They're not even, fun pointless. Oh, fuck's sake. Talk about a regret purchase.
It's your love for Jurassic Park. It blinded you to the truth.
By the way, there are now 2 Funko Pops available if anyone wants them of Alan Grant and a Velociraptor.
Some may be stickier than others.
It's not blue.
No.
It's just a regular Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Not even the right color for that, but just buy it off me, someone. I'll give you a $5 to take them off me.
Oh, if you want to give me money, I'm happy to take your money.
Not you.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a lot more. Do Nemesis at least.
Sure, maybe they will.
I'd take a white Magnus over this.
No, you wouldn't. Don't be that
yes,
guy.
Yes, I would.
Don't be that guy.
I am that tired of it. I am that guy.
My God. I guess, on a more positive spin, it's nice people have options.
That's certainly a spin.
Yes. Yep. Because I think that option should be given, because I'm sure there will be people out there who will prefer these ones over the official ones and prefer this one over that one, etc., etc. So, good for them. It's just another one. I wonder how many more of these we'll be getting in the future. Hopefully not too many. That's how I'd phrase it. Because if you ask me what I think of them, I'd say they both look like a cartoon-accurate version of Optimus Prime, and then I kind of go,
Which we don't need.
I'd be interested to hear how they turn out versus the official one. Is the official one exponentially better? Is one of the third-party ones exponentially better? Are they all about the same, just in different ways? Where is this going to lead us? Where's this path going to take? Who knows? We'll find out in time. Shall it take us on, Mikey?
Yes.
Colored images, Mikey, of the Planet X unofficial Dezsarus figure, which is called what? Because it's a stupid name.
Ismenios.
Yep. Still sticking with the idea it's a stupid name. Who's the other company doing a Dezsarus?
Mastermind. They're doing the one that's going to come in IDW and Victory versions.
Yes, this is the G1-ish version.
This is a hybrid version.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is what? Do you know what this is? This is what Sakamoto's version of Dezsarus with a chunky alt mode. That's what this is.
I see you're trying to sell this to me, Mikey.
I don't think I have to try very hard, to be honest.
No, not really. It's looking good. These seem to be colored prototype images, and he's popping, yo. If I want to throw some schleck on it, some diss, maybe I'd go with only his tail looks a bit stumpy.
Yes, which is why the head and the wings and everything else are very much modeled after the Alex Milne design.
Yeah,
but the proportions and the tail and everything else, they're chunky to the point where it really feels like it's the two designs hybridized together.
It seems to work quite well for the most part, I'd say.
Yep.
All the translucent blue bits, when people have a look at the images, are removable, which is interesting. And you can fold the wings completely down, so it's very Gundam-y. Actually, very much like Gundam Seed, or Seed Destiny, one of those two, one of those Gundams. Do you know those Gundams, Mikey?
Vaguely.
Okay, yeah, they have the similar idea with the metal parts splaying open and then energy kind of being forced between them. So I wonder how they'll hold up in the future, because translucent plastic, that's the thing. I think we can safely assume that the lion chest comes out and is its own separate entity, but we don't see any images of that.
There's a back shot that clearly shows it's a separate piece.
Yeah, and you can also see that on the front of his chest, you can see little bits of gold next to the lion's head, so, they're little lion legs. So, Mikey, how do you feel about this? Because we don't have a price, and I don't think we have a release date. At least none that I can see.
Not yet. It's Planet X, so I'm automatically interested, and I'm really annoyed about that big bad sale. I get bad timing.
Yeah.
Bad fucking timing.
Yeah, it was paddles, and he was going for cheap for those not aware.
Yeah. Fucking paddles.
But if you want me to give you a positive spin on it, Mikey, because you only have Grimlock. It's only Grimlock. You're a big Grimlock fan. That's fine. If you had paddles as well, then you have an incomplete Dinobot team. You see? So
I see the logic.
It's almost a boon that you couldn't get it because otherwise you'd have Grimlock. And then this other guy who you've never really seen before. And then where the rest of them? Where
the
rest?
Guy you like just because his story is literally he's the Dinobot the other Dinobots hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they do top quality stuff.
Yes.
And this guy, I really, like I said, the aesthetic gives me this kind of like chunk meets anime vibe, and I really like the aesthetic. It's just really, really working for me. The accessory, I love the sword, really nice design there. Looks really posable, looks solid. The transformation looks fun. The dragon chicken is appropriately both dragon and chicken. I also really like the fact that between these and Mastermind, you have an option. You can go for this more stylized design, or you can go for your Gigan chicken.
Oh, almost like an Optimus Prime masterpiece, right?
No, because they look different. Like if I put this chicken and that chicken next to get together, it's like, oh, those are two very different chickens, but they're still chickens.
These chickens were not made equally.
Exactly. If I put that truck next to that truck, it said like, well, those are definitely the same truck.
They are trucks.
This truck costs more. This truck costs less. That's so like, but no, like, really, really digging this. The kaiju fan in me is quite tickled by just the overall aesthetic.
Is it me, or does the hilt of the sword look a little bit either like the Cougar symbol, the Agito symbol, or the Endagaba Saber symbol?
Oh, yeah.
I might be looking too much into it, but I don't know. Just from a few angles, I'm like, that looks familiar to Kamen Rider to me.
Yeah. Although it kind of also vaguely looks like a dragon head.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So, but look at his weird sword. Why would you ever design a sword to look like that?
Because it's
no
fucking
reason.
Cool.
Because it's cool. And then he's just like, yeah, it looks fucking nice.
Whenever you see a sword that has just a random hole in it or divide in it for no particular reason, you're always like, that can't be practical, but it looks cool.
My sword whistles. What do you think of Mandy?
I'm interested to see how this compares to the Mastermind one, and which one tickles me more. I worry the problem is one's going to come out a lot sooner than the other, and if you want to wait, then you'll either be in that situation of I wanted the other one and it's sold out everywhere and I have to pay the extra eBay prices for it, or you buy this first one and you go, oh, this one, maybe I'll just get the other one as well, and then you have two and you're like, oh god, what's my life? What am I doing?
Do you know what? This is one of those times where two different versions of a character feel different enough to me that I would be okay. Even though like they're operating in the same general aesthetic, but they both feel different enough. Like you could get this guy, and then you could get the more victory-styled version of the Mastermind figure.
Yeah.
Because he's got quite a few differences in his overall aesthetic to the more IDW one. And I would feel okay owning both. That's the weird thing.
I'm not
like,
sure
I very rarely think that, but
I think the only way I'd be okay is if one of them was painted up to be Redgeist, so then I could trick myself into being okay with having. I mean, they're going to be two different toys, but
yeah,
especially with them coming out so close to each other. It's
hey
not
guys, TFCon exclusive, please.
It's not the oversaturation of say Primes or Optimus Primes or Megatrons, which is like we get a new one every year. But
yeah,
having these two coming out very close is it's always an issue that you have with third-party companies and their release schedules. But looks good. Looks very, very fancy. I hope the other guys show off theirs soon, so maybe I can make a decision. And also, they can both tell me their prices, so then I can go, ooh, maybe not. Never mind.
The decision you can make is regret.
Yes, exactly. Mikey, take us on to an interesting kind of unique little sausage that's cropped up.
Yeah. Toy World have revealed prototype images of TWFS-06, the latest in their World War figures. previously they had Bulldog and Bumblebee. One of which definitely did not share an alt mode with the Bumblebee who's coming out officially. But next up is their Starscream. Now, this one was on their Napkin of Doom, which was their plan of action for this line, which was literally we drew on a napkin. But this is a Starscream who transforms into what are they called? A Fokker triplane.
You what now?
A Fokker
Am I gonna have to bleep
triplane
that?
Fokker Doctor one.
Am I going to have to censor this?
Fokker.
Oh my god.
Fokker hard.
God damn!
So this is a triplane. It's a biplane with an extra wing in the middle.
Oh.
That transforms. How I'm still trying to figure out, because I've got some of it, but the rest is I think black magic. Transforms into a movie Starscream in terms of his layout, aesthetic, proportions, everything else. And he'll also come with a head, which I'm presuming was designed when we all thought Blitzwing was Starscream. Which will give you the movie Blitzwing head on this Starscream body. But hey, Seekers are a thing in Bumblebee now, so it's another Seeker, Andy. And he'll come with a little pilot's oxygen mask.
That's adorable and completely pointless.
Yep. His propeller can be put in his wrist for a weapon. I am going to say something I'd never thought I'd say. I really like this. This is an adorable little jet plane that has some clever engineering going on. It looks like that transform into a design that doesn't work in physics. This is just neat. I would never I'd consider buying the other two if they were a decent price. I wouldn't buy this, especially I don't care how big it is or deluxe or word or whatever. I don't want it in my house because I hate that Starscream. But I hate the design. There was one good comic with him, but this is just neat. This is a neat aesthetic design engineering thing, and I think he's neat. What do you think of him?
I think I'm obviously in a very similar boat to you. I'm not a fan of the movie Robots. People know this, but I love the idea of what this is and what it's doing. Because it's very unique. It seems to give. I remember seeing the original picture of this pop up, and I just saw it was a Starscream, and I went, "Oh, I don't fucking care," and I didn't look at anything else. And then I saw people like Chris and other people on Twitter saying, "Oh my god, have you seen this?" And I was like, "What? It's fucking Starscream. Who gives a shit?" All right, let's have a look. And I went, "It turns out, ooh, all right." The idea turns into a biplane, and yet it turns into a fairly solid, chunky-ish robot is pretty cool. I think people, it will tickle Jai especially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if it'll tickle his aesthetic for the robot, but the idea of it being a biplane thing to go along with the tank dude who's coming out and the Bumblebee German car thing are all pretty neat. I'm not if there was a movie set with this aesthetic, I still probably wouldn't be a massive fan, but it's a nice curiosity. Yeah. I wouldn't be against seeing more of it, I guess.
Oh no, I actually want this line to go full hog. I want them to get really inventive as they go forward.
Because the only other times we've had things like this are the Hearts of Steel stuff, which didn't last long.
Not long enough.
No, we didn't get that weird Megatron thing.
We really should have. But I don't know, do Shatter and Dropkick as triple changers? Go whole hog, have some fun. Don't do Optimus, just because we don't need another Optimus.
Do Wreck and Ruin as a motorbike and sidecar.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be awesome. Do Wreckage. Yeah. Remember Wreckage? He was cool. And he's one of the better movie designs. So.
Which one was Wreckage? He was the snow thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he had the big spinny blades that stuck together.
I liked him. Yeah, he was.
And he was going to be in the movie.
Was he?
Yeah,
he was one of the better designs as well. Weird.
Yeah, and you had to. The only way he could hold his weapons really was that if you put them on the holes in his wheels, which meant you had to give him the double spinning blade, or else he'd just have this drooping sword gun thing. I remember that. I had the original one. It was one of the only movie toys I held on to for ages.
He had a better repaint though into Bludgeon.
Bludgeon. Yeah, he was Bludgeon until the comics thought that leaks meant he was actually wreckage in the color scheme. Where I remember, because there's just an issue of one of the comics where he's walking along, sees a car, scans it, and his colors change, and just like, yeah, that was helpful.
Stealth mode.
Yeah. Better, yeah, no, don't say stealth mode. I'm just thinking of terrible
Toys.
RID, and its terrible explanation of why we have these repaints in the line.
Good times.
Like,
Good
we
times.
blend in with the environment. No, you
don't.
don't.
No. Not even a little bit. Shall I take us on, Mr. Mikey?
Yes, please.
Flame toys. The toys that nobody wants. That's what people say.
Yeah, and that's why I can't find Tarn for Love Nor Money.
Flame Toys have shown off another one of their model kits. It is the Autobot Megatron. It is fully injected plastic because I don't think it's painted. I think it'll be.
It's been panel lined.
Yes, has been panel lined. I don't know if this is a prototype, so it will have all been painted. It might have been, but certainly does have the panel lining to it. It is the IDW Megatron, as I say. He obviously don't transform because that's not what these do. It is what the second IDW Megatron we've had,
and the only official one.
Yes, true. The only official Megatron, and one that doesn't also have to transform as well. So it's gone
into transform, inverted commas.
I think this Alex. These proportions don't make me think Alex Milne though.
They are slightly anime-ish, but not to like a ridiculous degree. I think you've got that. Like I've noticed this sometimes with figure lines of robots. Especially if it's not like Super Robot Shogoken was very prone to this. They would slim down proportions a little bit.
Yeah.
To make things work better in 3D.
I don't know why. It's just I look at this Megatron and it makes me think more of Jack Lawrence's version of the Megatron than Alex Milne's.
No, like I think Jax is thicker than this. I mean, I'm not like THICC. I mean, like in just general, thick.
I don't know. I don't know why, but that's just what I'm getting across while looking at this.
That's an Alex X. That's an Alex ass face, though.
Yes, definitely. The nose is 100% Milne. 100%. We don't see.
And he's got his old man lines.
He does. We don't see it in a lot of poses. We see he has at least 2 different sets of hands. He has closed fists, and then he has splayed open. You can assume they're going to be on both hands, but that's about it. We don't know if it's going to come with anything else. Looks fairly posable, though. No other information about it, so I can't really tell you how much it's going to be or when it's coming out. But what do you think, Mikey?
I'm amused by the amount of people in the thread who are trying to justify buying this by saying he never transforms in the comic.
Oh, just buy it. You know you want it. You don't need to justify it.
But Andy, there's no point owning a toy that doesn't transform.
As I look over at a god level billion. The only thing he transforms are the hearts and minds of his fans.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in Geo. Not his fault.
No, well, you know.
Not his fault. But something like I'm really surprised by. He's got the fusion cannon mounted on, and it's modeled after the one in the comic. I think it's a bit more elongate, but I was wondering how it mounted. I assumed it would have like a square peg or something.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've actually done, there's these little slots cut into the arms, so you just slide it into those, which means you don't alter the aesthetics of the arms whatsoever.
Ah.
So it's a really nice way of making sure he's still got those very rounded forearms without any extra pegs or something to put a weapon on.
Yes. I wonder how the friction on those will be, if they'll keep, if they'll... oh, no. This should be okay, because it is just a peg and hole. It's not like a slided in.
And to be fair, like, it's more than Meets Eye Megatron. You don't really need a fusion cannon.
No.
Like, unless it's a medical kit, in which case you definitely need that, just because I like the idea of someone beating you to death with medicine. But no, I think the proportions are pretty solid. Maybe a bit of compromise, but I think that's more, again, like I said, I think that'll probably be, we're rendering a comic design in 3D. Yeah, I think he'll probably be between $36 and $40, going by what I'm seeing elsewhere.
So a little cheaper than the one that you talked about earlier in the show.
Just
a
little cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the IDW Optimus is currently up on pre-order for $36.
Okay.
The stylized Optimus is $40.
Really?
And
that's more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just... I don't know why, actually, to be honest.
It might be
And
parts
the-
count, I would
The
imagine.
Nemesis Prime is hilarious because some places are selling him for over 100 because he was an NYCC exclusive, but I'm assuming he'll come out elsewhere.
Okay.
But like a lot of places have him up for pre-order for $40, and like a couple of places are like 50 to 80.
Right.
Like the problem for me is that I only want to get 3 of them so far. I don't want the Starscream. No
Yep.
interest in the Starscream, but I want to get the 2 IDW ones, and I want to get Nemesis because I want to have a scene of the 3 of them fighting.
Okay.
And I really want to try that toy.
Is the Nemesis the stylized Prime, or is it...
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I
it's
didn't think they'd
stylized.
done the IDW version.
No. But no, like, I think he looks pretty sexy. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks solid. It's not something I would go for personally, but it looks like a good, solid model kit. And I haven't heard anyone say bad things about the current ones that have came out already, so that's definitely
Reviews
a
I've
plus.
seen have been pretty positive.
Yeah.
No, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah. The other bit of Flame Toys news is the Kurokari Star Saber. We get to see him in Saber mode, and people were justifying how they can get this because the IDW Star Saber, which they don't like, never did this. So it's...
Yeah, I saw a lot of that as well.
Yeah, I was like, oh dear, you don't need to justify these things because you'll never have him in Saber mode. I guarantee it.
The IDW Star Saber never had Autobot symbols either, and no one's been bitching about that.
Nope. Yeah, so the Saber mode, he has a Saber head, and then it just shows you with all of his armor on. So it's a nice extra little feature.
Yeah, it's basically a trimmed down version of the main toy.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, how many extra bits are you going to spend plugging onto him? Because that's a lot of shit.
Yep.
Like, from his calves all the way up to, well, all the shit that goes on his back, up to, like, the 40 billion swords he seems to have. Holy crap.
He's also got just little weird bits on his shoulder on the side that just get pegged on there.
Yeah. Maybe the stupid, like, space air stabilizers.
That's his more swords.
Even more swords, you say. What do you think of this, Mikey? Because you were pretty positive on this before we knew he could be Saber. So what do you think of the idea that he can be young, bashful Saber?
I'm less into that, to be honest. He just looks like a skinny robot.
I think he looks fine. It's a decent
He looks good. It
version
looks
of Saber.
good.
But
Like,
I don't
all it is the main toy armored down. But
I don't think neither you nor I care that much for Saber. It'd
no
be
one
like,
cares about Saber.
It'd be like, oh yeah, my favorite thing about Gao is Gaigar.
If anyone tells me they care about Saber, I will call them a liar. Because, no, not even the show cared about Saber.
You know what my favorite part of the Megazord is? The T-Rex and nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what
I
my
just wanna
favorite part of the Thunderzord is? The dragon, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Of course it's not. Don't be silly.
But Andy,
Yes.
you could have that, or you could have a combined thing with weird Chinese mystic animals on it.
Can I have him have a like car thing that's a crocodile that says Gator Gator?
Okay, we do all kind of only care about Corrugator, though.
Yeah, it's true.
That is the exception. That is the exception that proves the rule. But yeah, it's just like the Star Saber looks so good, and Saber just looks like, hey, this is a figure we'd sell on the cheap.
But
If you wanted like this version, hey, if you wanted a cheaper version of this toy without the cool accessories, that's what that feels to me.
But it is seemingly converting the weak.
Yes, but the weak are stupid.
Fucking boom, says Mikey.
Listen, it is your money. If you like something, you do not need to justify why you buy. Like, if you think this thing looks cool, you do not have to say, fuck who it's based off of.
The only justifications I will accept from people are, if I buy it now, it's because it's cheaper than it'll be in the future. Because sometimes that is the case, and that is understandable.
Yeah. Like, this is not an impulse buy.
Nope. It's to save money, I promise.
I would be very surprised if it was an impulse buy for anyone. Slightly worried. But, yeah. No, I think the Saber bit looks neat. It's just, like, easily the most boring bit of this toy to me.
That's fair, yeah. Mikey, take us on to a little bit of the news from the past and what we could have got. And what we partially did for a very, very small amount of time.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, the Japanese cartoon The Headmasters, also pronounced The Headmaster, had several episodes based on Planet Master, which is where all the Headmasters came from. And they decided to populate the world with original characters. These were just heads. They turned into either robot or beast modes, and many of them had little toys that came with them. These didn't have main robots, they would just be individual headmasters. They're called the Autobot Master Warriors, and they sell for crazy money. And I mean the craziest of money, even after a large series of knockoffs came out. But like, there's Kirk, one is called Kirk, Rodney, Leon.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Leon and Shuffler are probably the two people I'm most familiar with these days.
Yes.
But then it's like Loafer and Terrizer. But we saw those guys in the show. But it looks like other toys were in the works at some point. So we have a character sheet of, how many people are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 24 characters. Now, unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese.
Lazy.
So I can't comment on like who these are supposed to be. But the designs, especially for the beasts, are really interesting. The robots are all very, 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 very Japanese.
Super duper Japanese, yeah.
And like many of the heads turn into the most Japanese things to the point where I feel like they must be a reference to something.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
But like, we've got a crocodile. I want to say a seal, but I also think that might be a manatee. We've got a snake.
I don't know how that would fucking work as a toy.
Yeah, we've got a weird, like, Brahma bull thing.
I love how tiny its head is.
Yeah. A gliding lizard, a rhino, a chameleon, a badger?
Bear?
Badger?
Badger.
A cobra tank, which you will be familiar with to a lot of people because there was a third-party toy of it.
Yep, from Headmasters, if I remember that's what they're called.
I have no idea what the next one is.
Lizard of some kind, right?
Lizard possum?
Lizard possum.
And I think, another chameleon.
Yep.
A crocodile? A weird bull thing, a cat thing, and...
Another cat thing?
Cat wolf thing? Basically, it looks like different designers came in for the second half.
In
fact, I would say there's probably 3 design teams on this.
I can see that, yeah.
But this is just a really neat bit of history, and just would have been nice to have an entire toy line, an exclusive toy line running alongside the Headmasters cartoon like this. I
think it's a shame that the Headmasters third-party company didn't continue and get more of these done. Because it would have been neat to have like a bit of history come out, but I don't think the Cobra Head did desperately well.
It was a nice little thing. I liked it.
Yeah, I had it as well, and it got redone into 3 or 4 different colors. Yeah.
But like, I want that manatee seal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns into a really interesting Macrossy kind of looking head as well.
Yeah, that you really wouldn't see from that robot mode.
No. The snake one seems to turn into almost, what's it called? Raiden? You know, the robot that lives inside the pyramid. The super robot, that thing, whatever that's called.
But like, there's just some cool designs here.
Yeah, it would have been neat. But we did. Hey, if they did come out, Mikey, I guarantee you they would be like the Dinobot cassettes, and they would be impossible to find. They'd be like the Headmasters that actually did come out and are impossible to find for a cheap price.
Yep.
So
I saw one of the dinosaur cassettes,
reissued ones or the real ones.
On the originals on Twitter. Someone was just they were in Akihabara, and they were just taking photos, and they were just sending them out, and I was just like, holy crap! Something like 129,000 yen or something like that.
For both?
For one.
Oh,
in box.
Oh.
Like, apparently it's dearer than a bunch of Overlords and a Minerva.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I was just staring at it going like, who is going into that shop and going like, finally,
Wayne.
I could pay a mortgage payment for this.
Wayne.
Several mortgage payments.
That's what he's been waiting for. He's going to get himself a trip to Japan and get himself that one cassette and then come home and cry.
What I want to know is, like, is he going to open it? Or is he just going to sit there staring at it, like holding the box in his hand, just staring at it?
Who knows? Who knows?
Like, I'm not an in-box collector at all. I hate in-box collecting. It's boring in my opinion.
I thought you were going to say in-box collectors. I hate them.
Scum!
I hate them.
Scum. But that's one of those moments where I would just be staring at it, just like, I want to open you. But under no circumstances do I want any harm to come to you. Oh, dear. Yeah, nothing else to really say about those myself. You?
I definitely say try and find the articles online, or the page, and have a look at the bit of history. I like that stuff. Mikey, let me tell you about some repaints for some Masterpiece figures that are coming out.
Do I have to?
Well, I'm going to tell you, so you're going to have to listen. You're going to have to absorb this information, and let me tell you about the most lackluster of them first. And that's saying something out of these two. We have the Transformers Bumblebee Rusty Volkswagen 711 Japanese exclusive. So
that's not that masterpiece. You lied.
It's basically a masterpiece.
It's the Studio Series.
It's the same thing. We'll get on to
No, it's not.
Either way, it is a version of the Studio Series Bumblebee that has been mildly dirtied up in vehicle mode.
Mildly.
And I think we can assume it's probably a 7-Eleven exclusive, because for some reason in Japan 7-Eleven's a fucking big deal. Massively big deal.
When we say dirtied up as well, I can see like the pixel dots.
Yes.
Like, it's not like rust looking, it's print looking. It's like if you zoomed in on an old TV to the point where you could see the individual dots.
Yeah.
That's what this looks like.
Yeah. It looks okay, I guess, in vehicle mode.
Kind of.
Yeah, not like well done, but it looks like it's trying to give off that sense of a dirty, rusty car feel, which pretty much vanishes when he goes into robot mode, and all of those panels that were the car are all kind of flipped around and hidden, so all that that extra detail has vanished for the most part, so it seems like super redundant. And is it me, Mikey, or do the pictures of Bumblebee's heads in these images look like he's got a little pig nose?
A little bit.
Yeah, got a little piggy nose because it's got two little holes there. It looks much better with the mask on. I can't say this is a super interesting version of Bumblebee. I think 7-Eleven Japan should have gone for the evil Bumblebee. What was that one called?
I think that. The Murder Bee.
Cyberfire?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they should have gone for that. That's way more interesting as a Bumblebee. Visually, and there's more to it than just poor paint apps. Now, Masterpiece, MP29 Plus, which is laser wave or shockwave. So what is this, you may be asking? This is a TV cartoon accurate version of Shockwave, as the other version was... What was that? I mean, it was
lavender.
It was super
with
lavender.
A different head.
Why? Because Japan has a big fixation with making, or has at least in the past made a lot of its characters that were those figures, like him and Cyclonus, super lilac-y. And yet there's never seemingly been a reason as to why, at least that I know of anyway. What about you? Do you know why?
I'm sure I did.
No, you don't. You've bleached that from your mind.
Yeah, it's probably too secret. I probably got shadow played.
It's still not as dark a purple as the original G1 toy, so it's not gone that dark. But he's got the nice kind of, again, lighter, lilac-y hands and gun. And, you know, if you want him, again, to be accurate, this is, I guess, the way you go if you don't already have one.
I think the important thing here is it's a way of getting him if you don't already have one.
That too, because he sold out, didn't he? He's probably not available now. Yeah. So it's a good way to get him. It seems like they've gone through... They can't have too much more of a back catalogue of these ones to plus up, can they?
Oh, I don't know. Like, we're up to the 40s now, so... They're probably like MP... Oh, they haven't done MP11.
Which one was that?
Starscream.
Oh my god, let them all die, please.
No, it needs to... Andy, they touched it up. They removed its skirt. We need more. More.
They haven't done anything since 11, though, have they?
With Starscream?
Yeah.
They did the cone heads.
So no. Okay, that's fine. There's no brand new mold for him, is what I'm on about.
No. No,
It's
never.
It's really bizarre to think that he hasn't been redone at all since MP. Well, I mean, he's the MP3 mold, just
God,
without
yeah.
the skirts, like you
Yeah.
say. So that Jesus, that's an old masterpiece. That can't hold up next to the other guys. That can't hold up.
But Andy, we need more.
Oh, they haven't done a plus for Soundwave, have they?
No, they haven't.
Because he's maybe a bit too darker blue for the official version that came out.
Did he have yellow or red eyes?
Oh no, the Japanese one I think had red, and the US one had yellow.
Oh, I'd just get Sound Blaster if I could. I like Sound Blaster better.
I like the idea that that's what you say in the meeting. It's like, well, we've got the red one. Maybe you should make the yellow eyes. Just get Sound Blaster, and then you get thrown out the window.
Like that that cartoon that's going around.
That's right. So yeah, Shockwave, he's coming again. If you want him, go get him. If you don't, don't.
Go get him.
Mikey, take us on to the next bit of news.
Yeah, another quick bit of news about releases. Takara Tomi's website announced that at the Tokyo Comic Con they'll be having an exclusive Studio Series SSEX Bumblebee Retro Garage set, which is the unaltered gold Camaro Bumblebee from the Retro Rock Garage, which comes with Dino cassettes Dial and Uruaz, or Dial. His name is Dial, and Zar switched round. That's what I'm calling him. These are going to be available on November 30th to December 2nd for cheaper than they were in the US release, for $43.
Yeah.
So hey, if you have a friend who's over in Japan right now who's going to the Comic-Con, this is probably the cheapest way to get this figure, to be completely honest.
What if I have no friends?
Then you are a shame.
Oh.
And a sham. So yeah, I'll take these two as well, just because they're quick.
Okay.
Just to get them out of the way. So it was Thanksgiving in America and Canada, I'm told.
Hang on, they have Thanksgiving in Canada?
I think they just basically take their stuff.
Oh, okay, kind of like what we do with Halloween.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like pagan ritual, except Thanksgiving.
I wonder when that'll make its way over to the UK at some point.
They called it the Santa Claus Parade.
Why does that sound really sinister?
I love Sunday the 18th. There was a Santa Claus parade. They're like, we don't celebrate your pagan rituals of your celebrating coming over to a country, but because we want to have turkey, we're going to have a Santa Day.
That's right.
A Santa Claus parade.
Motherfucker.
But I'm sure I'm getting all of this wrong, but I don't care. So at the Santa Claus parade in Toronto, there was the Bumblebee movie parade float, which had a big Bumblebee statue, a classic yellow Volkswagen Beetle, and happy children dressed as the yellow Autobot, and a big movie banner. And they're happy because they had to smile, because they were being paid to.
Oh, I thought it was because if they didn't, Bumblebee would eat them.
To be fair, you have an up close of his face, and oh no.
Oh, yes.
Made slightly more sinister by the cartoon polar bear.
Yeah.
And his license plate says Movie B. I really wanted to say that in the film. The other one, which ended up on the news or something. I basically, because it was this and Goku. But at the Detroit Thanksgiving Parade, they had a Generation 1 Optimus Prime giant float. Which is a big float of Optimus Prime, but underneath it were a group of people dressed as movie Optimus.
Oh no.
Holding the strings.
Oh no.
And if you actually look at the pictures, it looks like Generation 1 Optimus is coming to kill the movie Optimus Primes.
Oh,
because he's in kind of an action pose.
Right.
And he's got one fist pulled back. And it just looks like they're trying to tie him down while he's fighting back.
See, I thought you were going to suggest that they were trying to Wicker Man him. And by that, I don't mean dress up in a bear costume, come out of the woods and punch someone in the face. Best scene in that movie.
Oh, no. But I can't tell if those people look happy or not, but they've got terrible hats on. But also, there was a big Super Saiyan Blue Goku there, which apparently set the world aflame and almost flew away.
You mean a Super Saiyan?
Super Saiyan Blue. Hey, Super Saiyan Blue, you should watch a movie involving Browley. Browley. In
Bless that guy. He had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
I just wanted to hear him off mic and like, what the fuck's a Browley?
To be fair, him saying cyan does make sense because the cyan is blue.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's wrong, but you can see.
Maybe he actually thought it was a super blue.
Yeah, exactly.
He was. But yeah, they're neat. So check them out. Andy,
Mikey.
Conventions,
yes. Because last week we didn't have enough reveals for TFCon Lost Langlese. We've got even more. You heard Lost Langlese in the Lost Langle area. So we had a load last week. We've got 3 more this week. They're really filling it out.
Please come. We've only got 5 months. Go.
So for this one, this batch, we have Flint Dilly, who is writers for Transformers G1 series and the movie and lots of other stuff as well.
Yes.
We had an interview with him years and years ago. Dave did back in day. There's also Jack Lawrence, comic artist from The Lost Light and IDW in general. He's going to be there as well. And we also have Morgan Lofting, the voice of the Baroness from G.I. Joe, as well as Moonracer and Firestar. And I do like the fact that the image they've used of Moonracer looks like the Pikachu meme at the moment. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, those 3 are going to be bobbing on to there. So if you're going, go and say hello and whatnot.
Don't. Leave them alone.
No.
Leave them alone.
Instead of you guys going, you should fund us to go instead. That's how it should be.
Because wouldn't it be amazing if there was a TFCon where we went and like Chris couldn't make it?
Oh, that'd be great.
And we'd be just like, hey, time for podcast panel, guys. What? We weren't going to have one. We're having one now. Guys, as long-time TFCon goers, we'd like to say something, you're all on fire because it's California at the moment, and that ended up less funny than I thought it would be.
See, do you know, I think it would be more the case that if you announced that you wanted to do a podcast panel, Chris would sit in the audience and throw mad shade at you.
Oh god, yeah. Though, like, if you announced you wanted to do a podcast panel, I'd just expect him to run up to your house and beat you up.
I could see that. That makes sense.
This is my yard!
Well then, Mikey, I guess we should move on to, because that's all the news, by the by. What have you been up to this week? There's one other.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm throwing this in just because it's a bit odd, but neat at the same time. So I found out about this through PR. He did a video review of it. There is a fan book after coming out. The Transform and Roll Out, an official and unauthorized guide to the Transformers franchise 1984 to 1992, with foreword by Greg Berger. This is available on Amazon for $89 Kindle and $32.99 paperback. It's self-published, so it is going to be a bit more expensive. And this is kind of interesting. It's an overview guidebook, really. So it's divided into 3 sections: toys, comics, and cartoon. The toys make up a relatively small amount of the book. And this book is 819 pages. So it goes through every single toy, what year they came out, like few bits and bobs about them, whatever. And then it goes into the comics, and it goes into psychotic detail. Like, it covers everything from, here's a blurb about the writer for this issue, to here's every bit of trivia I can find out, here's every geographical location, it's like TF Wiki on acid. And then it does a cartoon, and there's everything from massive amounts of production notes to weird Megatron quotes from the episode, called Megatron Rants. I could see myself picking up the Kindle version. I don't think I'd spend that much on a paperback.
It does seem a lot.
Yeah, like I said, it's self-published, so but I think this is really, really cool. I think it's great when we see this fan media stuff. I do occasionally think it's a little sad it only ever happens for the older stuff. Like, I think we should really be seeing something for, like, the Beast Wars up to Armada era. Yeah, let's be fair, I think you could probably do one up to at least animated.
Yeah.
As a significant portion of Transformers history. But yeah, I think this is really, really neat. Like I said, it's up on Amazon. It's by Ryan Frost. Check it out, guys. And if you don't check it out, check out PR's review of it. It's only a few minutes long, and he gives you a really good breakdown of what the book's like.
Cool.
But that's neat.
It is, yeah. Agreed.
Yes.
Well, I guess, Mr. Mikey, once again, move on to what you been up to this week. What you done for fun?
Not a lot of fun because I've been busy.
Boo.
And usually even my background listening, nothing's come out of it.
Okay.
So like that Red Dead Redemption playthrough I was watching.
You're reviewing, are you?
Watching. Shut up. There haven't been any updates for the guy I was watching, so I basically was just like, I'll just listen to it in the background while I work.
Okay, yeah.
So I basically just went back to episode 1, and these are like between 2 and 4 hour episodes.
Mm.
So I just had that playing all over again in the back. This guy crashes his horse a lot, which I
deliberately
I didn't
or
realize.
accidentally.
Accidentally. My God, it looks. If you get time, one thing you should do is look up Red Dead Redemption funny fails.
Yeah.
Like this little YouTube series. The amount of time something just like appears out of nowhere and murders people. Like there was a great one I saw where someone like circling, like they're on a horse and a bear is chasing them. And they're like, bang, 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 take down the bear, get off, about to skin the bear. And then a cougar comes in from the side and just murders them in one go. Or they fell off a bridge, landed, they survived, and then an alligator grabbed them by the head.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so I haven't actually had much fun time. Did have a little bit. Read some comics, up to date now on Immortal Hulk, which is the current run of Hulk featuring a brand new version, and it's a horror book. It is straight up horror. Also, like, there's a scene where this Hulk nearly smashes Thor's head in. And it also introduced me to some weird stuff. Like, apparently She-Hulk is basically now just kind of more like a regular Hulk.
What do you mean?
Like, she's like, ooh, like, she talks like the Hulk, she acts like the Hulk, she is more Hulk.
Then what's
She
the
says
point?
me. I don't know.
Because that's not the point in She-Hulk.
Because I know there was a spin-off, like, her book there for a while, because Bruce Banner was dead, was her as a Grey Hulk.
What?
And I know it was supposed to be her running out, like, losing control. But I knew that ended, and I kind of just assumed she went back to, Jen. And now she ain't Jen. She's kind of the angrier she gets, the more like the regular Hulk she becomes. I don't know, like her new design is also like basic. It like, this isn't me being like, hey, remember sexy She-Hulk? But it's really weird to see this giant body, but they still give her a tiny head. Like seriously, she has like her normal head on this massive body. It's in a lot of art.
Yeah.
And it's really distracting. But it's a fun book. Well, fun. It's horrific. But it's a well done book, and the latest issue, was just vicious, absolutely vicious.
All right.
Like, I've never seen a Hulk story do something like that. It was cool, but I've never seen a Hulk story do something.
He
like
actually
that.
sat down and talked out his problems.
No, because the way the Immortal Hulk works, he only comes out at night,
like a werewolf.
Yeah, basically. They're because originally the Hulk was Jekyll and Hyde, but he would only come out in the moonlight, like a werewolf in the first few issues, and that got dropped.
That's why he was grey, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the guy writing this book, he said, like, I got into Hulk when I was young, and I really want to homage the old days when this was like, would it be a horror comic, not a superhero? So Bruce dies a lot, but the realization is that the Hulk can never really die. So Bruce dies, and as long as the sunlight is on him, he'll stay dead. Second the sunlight is off him, he turns into the Hulk. Which also means the Hulk can't exist in the daytime. So, like, the Avengers beat him by creating a gigantic laser of pure sunlight. That is, like, it's all the power of a laser made of sunlight. So that they just basically, like, vamp him to death. But, you can't kill him. So he gets chopped up into bits and stored in jars. But he turns into the Hulk while he's doing that, so he's completely conscious in jars. Like his intestine, like, it's very graphic as well. Like, you see a lot of guts and gore.
Right.
But it's worth checking out if you're into horror. I did watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. The story elements of it are starting to drag it down a little bit. Just because it's spending so much time on the stylized bits that there's a lot of scenes where not much is happening, and the problem is now they're not trying for the kind of twist stuff you had in first season, so I'm ahead. Like, I know where this story's going at the moment, because the characters are the characters, and you know what they're going to do, so I'm kind of like, okay, this would be more effective if I didn't know this guy was a bit of a sneak, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still, like, a good show. It's still a good-ass show. Caught up on Ruby.
Oh, yes. A bit more Ruby.
You're a bit more rubby. They're going for emotional. Very emotional.
Okay, that's good.
Some good stuff with Yang. Yang is a great character, but some very, very good stuff with her and Blake. Look like they're going a bit down the horror route as well.
Right.
It's very heavy season. Like, there is no happy. No one's happy. In fact, we have the backstory of the villain, and that left people less happy than they were, and they were already quite unhappy.
Yay.
Like, there's even a scene where, like, her Uncle Crow, he's, like, infamous drinker, like, yay! And he's really depressed over something, so they're rummaging through an abandoned village, and they get, right, we'll go through, we'll go through, make a record of what rooms we can find. They find a room, light it up, oh, it's a bar. One of them's really excited, and then Ruby goes, like, maybe we shouldn't tell my Uncle Crow about this. He's not doing well at the moment. And it's like, oh god, we're talking about him being an alcoholic. Isn't that fun? But there's also a really good fight scene. Oh my god, so good. And it's got a returning character in it that I wasn't expecting to see. So, super happy.
Cool.
What else? The only, like I said, a bit of background stuff. Been watching a lot of David Attenborough during the week, which is no bad thing. But yeah, Gridman is kind of the big one. On top of that, episode 8. It's getting creepy. Akane is not a nice person. There was a chainsaw and eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And they met. And it wasn't nice. And also, like, we get Gridman full powered, which is just fun.
Neat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Have I mentioned this is a really fucking good show?
I might have heard that somewhere.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. It's also like the story elements are really kicking up now, and it's just, what is she?
There's only 4 more episodes left, right?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Fuck it. But what is she? Seriously? I can think of 2 or 3 things, but I don't know if that'll work, but... like this show a lot. Caught up in Rider as well, caught up in GO.
Okay, yeah. You haven't been desperately impressed with that.
Yeah, well, basically it was the O's and Gaim stuff.
Yeah. I have seen the Gaim armor.
I like the armor design.
I specifically like, from what I've seen, the Gaim one because it's ridiculous.
What, with the big shoulder pad things?
With just, he almost looks like a weird orange spider.
Yeah. And he goes full, like, I'm doing kabuki theater when he's in it.
Okay.
Like, he says, like, he goes, Hanamichi on parade, but he's doing all the hand gestures and everything else that,
nice.
Gaim never did.
Yeah.
And the neck thing, he's doing that weird neck thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh!
Where you can actually hear his neck snapping as he's doing it.
Yeah. Story elements are not working for me.
They're still not going.
Yeah. I think they wasted Kuroto.
Mm.
Quite a bit. I think it was written by someone who got the very, very surface ideas of a character, and no matter what kind of performance was put in, the guy couldn't save bad material.
Right. That's a bummer.
I think the O stuff, like Eiji was there, Hina was there, they had a little reference to Ankh here and there. We also got, like, the Taj Door watch was in it, and that was important.
Mm.
But it's weirdly like when they're doing these other the alternate timeline writers, especially when they're in most of the episode, it really feels more like they're just trying to tell fun alternate reality stories.
Yeah.
And they're not that fun. And you're like, come on, like everyone I saw who was talking about the O's episode was like, won't it be great? Because this will be something to do with, like, explaining, like, how Ankh comes back, or setting up how Ankh comes back,
no,
or doing something cool with Eiji or something. And he's there. It's a very surface version. It's basically, he's talking about his underpants Eiji. And anyone remember how that wasn't actually as big a thing in the show as all the side material made it out to be?
Mm-hmm.
And Kota's in it, and God Kota is part of it, which is cool, but this show is just the surface is more there than it was with Decade, but the meat is definitely missing.
Okay.
And Decade's coming up in the next episode, an episode or 2.
Right.
So we're getting our mid-season upgrade, and the I've seen the design for the mid-season upgrade, and everything's fine until you get to the face.
Right.
Because it's a box with a painting of a rider face on it. But I don't want to, like, knock it. It's only 12 episodes into a Kamen Rider series. That's not exactly it's not unprecedented that these things turn around after that. But the main guy is way more Takaru from Ghost than I really like. It's
no.
I would say, like, once you take away the I like Kamen Rider because I like all Kamen Rider stuff, and I'm enjoying the fangasm elements, relatively limited though they are.
Yeah.
I would say this is a notable step down from the kind of stuff we were seeing in Exaiden Build, and it, you know, if you told me this was the guy who wrote Ninja, I would go, yeah, this feels like the guy who wrote Ninja.
Yeah.
And that's not a compliment from me. So yeah, that was my week, basically. I did mostly actual, like, work stuff, so I didn't watch much TV. I want to watch a show Jai mentioned called Punchline, and he wants me to watch Yuri on Ice, and I don't know if I will, but I might. And he's getting into, like, more left field stuff, so I have a Jai list added to my normal anime list.
All right.
Which is basically at the moment catch up on this season because it looks really good.
Well, I hope you enjoy Yuri on Ice, but I have zero interest in that show.
Don't know, he said it was like, I thought it was a comedy, and then he said, nope, psychological.
Yeah, I still have no interest in that show.
I wonder if it's going to be like, what's it called? Psycho Blue? Where it was like, oh, I'm an actor, and I'm replacing you. Is that what it's called? Something Blue.
Perfect Blue?
Perfect Blue, there we go,
Yeah.
thank you. Because that's fun. That's a happy, fun movie.
Yes.
Nothing creepy happens in that.
No.
Andy, what did you get up to this week?
What have I been up to? I did get something in the post. I got a few things. I first got myself Action Master Axa. Well, specifically bits for him because years ago, do you remember when TF Nation, or it might have been Auto Assembly at that point, was doing the... you brought your things in and they sold them off for you?
Oh, that was a disaster.
Yeah. For some reason, a load of stuff that wasn't mine was at the end of the day where everybody had got all their things. I was the last to get my stuff. There were extra things put in my bag. One of those things happened to
That was better than what a lot of people found.
Yeah.
Which was stuff went missing.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. One of those random extra things that were put into my bag was an Axa bike. Just the bike, nothing else. No accessories, just the bog standard bike in pretty poor nick. So I was like, okay, I saw this auction that had Axa, the side part of the bike, the back seat, and the gun. So the only thing that's missing are the 2 missiles. And I thought, okay, I'll get it. So I got it. And then I looked at Axa and I went, these legs come off quite easily. Well, so do the Optimus Prime ones. And then I had a bit more of a look at it and I went, oh no, these are Starscream's legs. So I emailed the guy and said, so these aren't the right legs, and send him the pictures, and he said, oh, well, I've had it for 20 years and I've always had it like this. And I was like, well,
then your toy has always had the wrong legs.
Yeah, pretty much. So it is, I mean, I won't do much about it because it is still partially my fault for not checking. But, you know, you wouldn't suspect that the Action Master wouldn't have the right fucking legs. And at first glance, it you know, blue legs, blue arms, grey thighs, grey body. You know, I thought... So if anybody out there... I'm sending this question out to people. If anybody out there happens to know someone that has spare Axa legs or sees them anywhere, please let me know. Or a spare Action Master Starscream torso. These are Action Masters, if you weren't aware. Because I'd like to not have to buy an entirely new Axa. I'd much prefer to just have the legs to plop onto the one I currently have. Because it would be nice to put things together rather than just get duplicates of stuff and then just have spares lying about. So, yeah, that would be very much appreciated if people know or see or can let me know. That would be handy. So I got that, so that was a bit disappointing. But there you go. I also got belated birthday presents from, first off, Mr. Matt, who sent me, very kindly of him, sent me the 2000s Godzilla cartoon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is, yeah. I started watching that last night, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is good. Yeah, look at that. Look at all this fun stuff. There was even blood in the first episode when a U.S. Army helicopter fired a missile at Godzilla's neck. There was a big patch of red on his neck. I was like, oh, look at that. I bet that was cut for TV.
The amount of time you see a grown man going, Godzilla!
Yeah.
No, Godzilla!
Who's the guy that does the voice for Nick the Topless? Because he's been I recognize him, and it feels like he's been in loads of stuff.
Have you seen 90210, the Beverly Hills?
I'm aware of it.
There is a blonde man in that with curly hair.
That is
and
him.
He is him, and he does a lot of stuff these days. I think he got into voice acting basically.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I love that show. That's a real that is the show that actually got me into kaiju.
My only issue with the art style is the fact that every now and again, at some point, everybody looks like they're goth. Because every now and again, not consistently, not all the time, but just randomly, some of them will have extra thick lines under their eyes or around the eyeball lines for some reason, but not always.
Yeah, they're done by Amblin Entertainment's TriStar Animation kind of thing. Same company did Men in Black, Extreme Ghostbusters, bunch of other. To be fair, like Big Guy and Rusty as well.
You wouldn't know though. Their art style is very different.
The art style, but the lines are not.
Oh, okay.
Check out the lines on the humans.
Okay.
You'll see a lot of crossover. Godzilla is very into its dark colors, I noticed, but to be fair, like not a company I ever found did a bad show. No,
it's certainly still entertaining.
Matt, my birthday's coming up. Send me Godzilla.
I thought you had it.
No, God, no. I'd never spend money.
Oh. Apparently, it has 2 episodes that were never aired on TV. Not that I would know, because I only saw. I don't know. I did watch it, but I don't think I watched it consistently. So
I'm trying to remember, is one of like the silver mines?
No, I haven't got that.
And I'm trying to remember what the other one is.
Did you say the ruby mines of Burma?
But it's a weird show because it's just like we're trying to set it in the Dean Devlin, Roland Emmerich, Godzilla universe.
Whatever that
But
means.
fuck it, there's a giant Sphinx monster made of metal. Fuck it.
Do classic kaiju appear in the show?
No, they never got the license for them, but like they've got some, because this was before, like, Toei. Basically, the 98 was such a disaster, Toei would not give them the license.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but there's a couple of monsters in there that are very much meant to emulate them. So there's a Rodan, there's a King Kong. In fact, there's one episode which is very heavily inspired by Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh, cool.
It's even got that little thing with, in King Kong movies, he grabs the T-Rex mount and moves it up and down.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that scene in there, although it ends in a much better way in that episode.
Okay, good. It's good because it's 40 episodes. I'm doing 2 a night, so it'll last me for 20 nights, and by then, Gridman should nearly be finished.
Yes.
So it's like the perfect wrap up. It's the perfect stay over to a show that I haven't fully watched and quite looking forward to. So thank you very much again, Mr. Matt, for doing that. Very kind of you.
I just found the 2 episodes that didn't air.
Okay.
One of them is really weird. I remember that one.
Okay.
Ghost New Orleans.
I'll find that out when I get to it in time. I also got a belated birthday present from the group of Phil, Chris, and Dave, my local lads. And they got me 2 packets of Transformer battle cards, trading card things. And luckily, one of them contained a duplicate rare Optimus Prime. So I'll need to trade that. I've been told by Wayne that I can pretty much trade that for anything because it's a very good card. So I'm like, oh, it's a shame it wasn't one I didn't have, but it was better than getting a common. And the other card that I got was an uncommon Starscream, which I didn't have. So a rare and an uncommon, no commons. I was like, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Not bad pull. But the main gift was they bought me a box of Necron Warriors and little scarab things as well, which is good. So I'll once I'm feeling that urge to paint again, I can go and have even more stuff to paint. The pile's unfortunately quite large at the moment, but I don't have that drive to go and paint at the moment. I think it's because of the cold weather. It's putting me off painting at the moment, but it's good. It'll be there for when I feel that need to go and start brushing my skills up. Yeah. What else have I done? I finished my Little Witch Academia. That was a fucking good show.
Oh no, it's Andy. It's cute. It can't be cute. No.
It was great. Diana still throughout most of that show is that fucking hoe. Episode it was either 20 or 21 rolls around when they were at her house, and I was like, oh, this fucking hoe. This fucking hoe. And then the next episode where they go back to the school, I'm like, oh, this fucking hoe. God damn it. She's back to being a goddamn hoe. Shit. But by the end of it, like, I said this in a conversation last night. Holy crap, someone gave Trig a boat ton of money. A boat ton of money, because this is a really well animated show.
Because it's based on a short movie they did
Right.
that went down really, really well.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it's pretty good.
And the last episode, they just went, I guess we have money left over. Let's set it on fire and do it with all the animation. Because it turns it up to that trigger level, like it's really high quality all the way through, and then they go, ooh, let's go from 10 to 12. Trigger
This one
level
goes up to 11.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend Little Witch Academia. It's
really good show.
Yeah. Are the OVAs any good?
I haven't seen the OVA. Oh, the movies, you mean?
Is that what they are?
Yeah,
there were random
mini
clips
movies.
that popped up that said, "Oh, these are from the OVA." I was like, I don't know what why is Susie doing a dance with a broomstick? I don't know.
It's a thing.
Okay.
But they're different. The story's different.
Okay, they don't take place in the same timeline then.
No. The story's like there's some similarities, but things like what's her name? Redhead.
Charlotte. Chariot.
Shining Star.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Chariot. Chariot.
Yeah, that's one. Shining Chariot.
Yep.
Yeah. Like her role in it is different.
Oh, okay.
Diana is Diana. But yeah,
Diana.
it's a bit different, but like, I would watch it. It's up on Netflix, so I watched it there.
Does it like go over the same stuff at all? Is there any parts where I'll be watching it and be like, oh, this is the same fucking shit?
One is mostly about a festival.
Right. Okay.
And one is basically about learning magic.
Ooh.
Like, it doesn't go into the lore stuff we see here, like the words or anything like that.
Right.
And there is no crazy techno-H.
Ah, right, okay.
Techno-H.
Wait.
You have to say it like that.
Yeah, go and watch it. It's good. It's a Trigger show. I also found that they had Kill la Kill on Blu-ray for £10 for each volume. So,
what?
Yeah.
What black magic?
Not the collector's versions, which were the ridiculous ones. The standard editions, which came out much later, which you can get usually for around £16 or something on Amazon.
Still, because I remember looking for those originally when they came out, and it was stupid money.
Yeah, which one's the collector's or the standard?
Standard.
Okay, because the standard ones came much, much later. Much later. But you can get the standard ones for about, like I say, £16 or something. But I went on to eBay, saw those two, and I went, okay, I'll hold off till next week to buy the last volume, but then it would be the entire thing for £30. And I think if they put it out in one box set, a standard version in one box set, it would have been under £30 realistically. Yeah. But hey, I'll finally be able to own Kill la Kill and rewatch that again. So I'm looking forward to getting them when they come through. What else did I get up to? I've restarted playing Final Fantasy VII.
That's why you were talking about earlier on.
What?
You were talking about Mako. Yeah.
Yes, I was meaning you were fucking Hojo. Which makes a lot of sense, at least to me.
Hojo's a fine man.
Okay.
He's a fine... Hojo did nothing wrong.
I was going to say Hojo did nothing wrong. Didn't he, though? Didn't he? I'm about, I think, 5 hours in, and I'm about in the Shinra Tower. You know, I'm making my way up to fight Hojo and save Ares and get Red 13.
God, you're getting through it quicker than I've ever gotten through it. I don't think I've ever gotten to Shinra Tower before 12 hours.
I'm just kind of burning through the dialogue because I played it like maybe 2 years ago.
Ah, right.
And I got up to... Where did I pause? Because I was doing it with mods on, but you can't get the achievements on Steam if you play it with mods. So I was like, okay, I'll just... I'd like to get the achievements and just like in my mind be like, I'm done with this game.
You're never done with that game. I was never done.
So I think I got up to, what is it, it's where you fight the Red Dragon. It's the Ancient City. Is that what it's called? The Ancient City?
Ancient City didn't have Red Dragon. It had the big wall monster.
That's it. That was
it did have a Red Dragon. The Red Dragon was a guardian, and then behind then you had Demon Geist. What is its name?
Something like that.
But it was a wall. It was a big sort of alien xenomorph looking thing sticking out of a wall.
Yeah, Ares hadn't died at that point though, had she?
Spoilers!
Spoilers for fucking super old game.
For the most famous thing about that game.
Yes.
She fucking died.
Yeah. So hey, that's still fun. The music's still really good.
Yep.
I mean, I am where I am, so the world hasn't opened up yet, and I can't start slapping my chocobos on the ass saying, start fucking. Give me that golden chocobo, you lazy fucks.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah, I actually been looking at guides online to how to glitch the chocobo to happen sooner. So I'm like, okay, when I can chocobo, I will not have to race for thousands of years. Because although it's fun, you can only race so many times in that game before you just want to die. Is it? I think I heard somewhere as well. You know the Fat Chocobo summon. I heard, but I haven't like double checked to go through and confirm that it gets more powerful the more times you flee from battles.
I believe that is true.
That is ridiculous.
Chocomog, I think, has that. But I see that's a mechanic that was definitely brought in some of the later games. But I'm trying because I think it is because Fat Chocobo is a random summon as well.
That's right. Yeah, so. It comes from Chocomog. It's like one of
which is my favorite summon in that game.
Oh, Fat Chocobo.
No, Chocomog.
Oh, okay.
It's just like this little rat. Because I had no idea what any of these things were when I first played.
Yeah, well, no, you wouldn't.
Because it just ran up, and then he's just like lying there after the bird exploded and grabs him and runs off with him again. Love Chocomog.
I mean, if you want to humiliate a boss, though, Fat Chocobo is the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Just a big-ass Fat Chocobo lands on them, and you're like, God damn it.
God damn it.
That was also the reason why I posted our spirit animals online, Mikey, which is me as a Quechua, and you're clearly a Tombury. The weirdest thing was when I was searching through for a Tombury, I did find one that had been, what is it, Rule 34'd? So they'd given it boobs, and that was like...
Rule 63.
Rule 63, my apologies. And I was
Rule
like...
34 would be something very different.
it's probably still there, though.
That Tombury'd been Rule 34. Look at him walk.
It was still weird to see like a Tombury with boobs. It seemed wrong.
But was it like a normal Tombury just with boobs, or was it like super sexy Tombury?
It was a super sexy Tombury.
Because I see that I could handle. I'm not sure I'd take it. Just like, here's the Tombury, yeah. Look at my boobs.
Just add round orbs to it. Boobs done. Tombury out.
But they need like dead or alive physics to them.
Oh wow! So they're just like one step and they're
just moving
everywhere.
In every direction. Yeah. On every plane.
Everything has a gravitational pull for them. Woo!
Oh, I used to hate those little shits.
Yeah. Oh, they're the worst.
And they just walk at you.
Yeah.
Did
Fucking intimidating.
Hey, I'm gonna be there soon. When I'm there.
Them and the Marlboros.
Oh.
Fucking plant.
That crater section used to drive me nuts.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And you're carrying that bloody save crystal, and it's like, where do I put it?
Anywhere.
Where do I put it?
It was. I always thought it was annoying that you just couldn't like attach a rope to it and just drag it. It would have made it way easier, but that's why you couldn't. So did it get up to anything else? I think that was the main bulk of it. I can't think offhand of anything else I've been up to that was really fun, dandy, dabby dozy. So it's not been too bad of a week. We did the podcast. We did from the Files of Teltran 2.
The comic book IDW finale.
Yes, we're all done with that now.
Which should be out this week publicly.
Yes.
At least two of them.
Yes.
Like I've said on there, we are planning to get Unicron out for the public just because of its significance, but not for a while.
No, I can't remember. Did you say you wanted to do a roundup with someone other than me and talk about it as a whole? Or do you want me to just release those as just separate things?
I'll be completely honest, that's probably going to be decided the morning before I say put it out.
Oh dear. Okay. That's worrying. We'll see. Okay, we'll see how that goes. We do have a question from Mr. Tentoman4. Tentoman.
He returns!
Question for the pod. That's us. We are the pod.
I am not a dolphin.
Yeah, no, we're what's it called? Sea cows. Manatees. They go in pods, don't they?
The noble sea cow.
Well, where's the transformer of the noble sea cow?
They didn't get made, apparently.
They were
going to be ahead.
They'd be fantastic warships, I think.
No one suspects the sea cow.
The simple sea cow. With all the talk about they fucking, I would say you made a mistake there. It's not they, it's they. D-E-Y. They fucking. But they fucking. In the comic cast, what do you dudes think about Transformers sexually reproducing? Personally, I'm more okay with it if it's a beast former. Oh, a bit of bestiality. I see where you're going.
Oh, dude, no. Tentoman, no.
Only thing and reason why everyone is extra racist against them. That would be an interesting reason. That would be a bizarre reason. Oh, so
I like it.
You're not cold constructed. You're bred in the womb of a horrible beast. That would actually be an interesting idea.
Oh dear. They need like special breeding areas.
Oh God, yeah.
Because that's probably like, oh, we came up with it because we wanted to study organics more, and that's how you get pretenders.
I know I haven't finished reading the question, but that sounds very plausible for the beasts from IDW, since they were already kind of messed up Unicron things anyway. That's still
who work for Shockwave.
Yeah, exactly. Who's weird.
He just got two of them and started banging them off each other, just like, I've seen the humans do this. Bang, 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 bang. Are you having the sex?
It's not like Shockwave hasn't just randomly rubbed things together just because he was bored. The Dinobots, the
Hearts of Steel.
Yeah, Hearts of Steel. You know, he's done it before, so wouldn't be a shock. Right, and if we get into the whole technobiology behind it, I can see an Insecticon queen being like a huge voluptuous factory. I don't think I read that right.
I don't think you wrote that right.
Bulbous
voluptuous factory.
That receives...
My God, that factory got curves.
Receives building materials from male drones, and then the bug type fucking. That would end badly for the males then.
Okay, am I wrong, or has that already been a thing?
I guess you could kind of say that was done in Prime with the zombie plague.
Yeah, not just the zombie plague. I'd swear that there's something in Insecticon lore about like a queen that was breeding at one point.
Really?
There was in Fall of Cybertron.
Really?
Because I think somewhere in the lore for that there's like a queen they all come from or something like that.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because they're at the it's like one of the lore books or something. Because they're all separate species. They're not the same species as like normal Cybertronians.
Oh, okay.
Because don't quote. I'm probably making this shit up. But
it sounds interesting.
I'd swear this was a thing.
Right. And that's
Andy,
that. The bug type fucking.
How do you feel about the fucking?
What between Transformers?
Like if it turned out like Silverboat and Black Arachnia had a kid.
It'd be weird. I don't know. I think I prefer the idea of the constructed cold. You know, maybe not the exact way of them just kind of sparks appearing on a planet's surface. That always seemed a bit weird. But I like. I think maybe the way that they did it in G1 with Vector Sigma kind of breathing life into the Technobots and the Stunticons, I thought was okay, because it kind of makes sense since Vector Sigma is connected to Primus, and Primus is the well of all sparks, and like it could siphon off part of itself and infuse it into a robot body. So it's like chipping off a slight sliver of itself and putting it in something else. I think that, to me, kind of makes the most sense. But then again, yeah, I wouldn't be completely against it unless we go down the whole Kiss Player route, which is always
go down to Kiss Player.
What
was Legion? Subject. Was that their name?
Yes,
with the tongues.
That's right. It was Legion.
That was for reproduction.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was for
don't
fun.
Look it up if you don't. No, it was for both.
It was.
Don't look it up if you don't know what it is, and if you don't know what it is, actually look it up. You're not a Transformers fan unless you've experienced Kids players.
I think you need to be kept pure.
I know. You know what you do? Find the name of the guy who wrote it, and then look him up. Just look at a photo of him. That's all you need to know about what Kiss Players is. He has a face.
What's your thought on day fucking then, Mikey?
Well, they fucking. But I'm okay with it. I think narratively we're moving in that direction anyway, to be completely honest.
It certainly feels like that, yeah.
Transformers are becoming more an organism than a machine. Especially after the IDW stuff, but in every medium, like Prime, I'd say even Cyberverse and RAD are heading that direction. It's very much becoming less robots in disguise and more like machine organism.
Yeah, it feels deliberate to make them even more relatable.
Narratively, like it's a good trick to pull.
Sure.
So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there's some medium out there that said like, and it turns out they can merge sparks or something through rapid piston movement and make it the babies. But I like it better than budding. I never liked budding.
What was budding? Was that the IDW thing?
No, budding was the G2 like G-axis stuff where they split like a whole transformer grew out of other people.
Oh, that sounds nightmarish. That sounds like body horror.
It is, but it's also supposed to be where the Vok come from.
Oh, okay.
Like because there was like the weird plague, robot eating plague thing was an offshoot of all the budding, and then that eventually evolved into the Vok and blah 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 blah. But weird Generation 1, Generation 2 Beast Wars continuity faffs. I've never actually liked the fact that people just build robots. Like, because it makes them a lot less special. Like, I never liked it. It's also like, hey, I'm going to build these dinosaur robots and give them tiny brains because I like the realism. That ended well.
It's because Wheeljack was a slave master.
Because Wheeljack got problems.
That has been talked about in the fandom before. So,
but no, I don't think I'd really care one way or the other. It would be an interesting sci-fi concept, and I like as long as it's not one of those like, hey, what if we do like what if something had no gender and then we introduced gender and then everyone got really mad, like because there are people who get really annoyed when they try to humanize Transformers.
Yeah.
Or if they try to humanize them in a specific way. Like, I saw someone very angry about RC in the last issue.
Specifically the last issue.
Specifically the last issue, because they felt, because of their personal circumstances, they felt what she was when Furman made her spoke more to them than what she is now.
Well, at that point, there's no pleasing everybody, unfortunately.
Exactly. But, I think it would be interesting. I won't say neat, but it would be an interesting take in science fiction, and I'm all up for cool science fiction concepts.
Sure.
And like I said, Black Arachnia and Silverboat have a baby. Just make that a comic.
Yeah.
Or a TV show.
Yeah.
Netflix and Paramount are working together. Just do that. Make that the show. Comedy show.
No more comedy shows. We have a lot of them. He also finishes off by saying, also, P.S., Andy, if you want to give the TMNT 2012 show one last go, I wholeheartedly recommend the Super Shredder arc that starts after they come back from space. Honestly, it had a better ending than the, in quotations, real final ending. Would you agree with that, Mikey?
I'm trying to remember what Super Shredder. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the last season of the show is mostly 2, 3, 4-parters that have no connection to each other.
Oh.
Like there's one set in alternate reality Mad Max future, which is based on one of the alternate reality comics. There's the best one is the Usagi Yojimbo stuff.
Right.
Where they end up with, hey, turtles, Usagi Yojimbo. They tend to do a thing together.
So what? So from
never read the comics.
So what?
Never read the comics.
So how it sounds is it really ends with the Super Shredder arc, and then the last season and the last episodes that you're talking about are more like an appendices. They're like an extra. They're a bonus DVD extra, more so than anything
very
else.
Very much so. There's a weird thing with a demon dragon.
They sound like episodes I would have no interest in.
Mark Hamill's in it.
Oh, okay, good for him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like it ends very well. Like Karai gets a nice bit at the end as well, and I really dig Karai.
I'll try and go back. I'll probe Mikey for when the Super Shredder stuff starts, and then I'll maybe move on from that point.
Andy, what you'll do is basically look at Wikipedia, because that's what I will do if you ask me.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Because I don't remember the numbers or anything.
You're terrible. You know these
things.
Yes,
I am.
It also continues over to another post, because that's how the email divided it up for some reason. Also, if you dudes need comic recommendations for the podcast, I recommend IDW TMNT, where we've got a TMNT fan here, that's for sure. Specifically,
that would be a good one.
Specifically, Bebop and Rocksteady. Are you looking at the Patreon page or something?
Oh, I've heard about that one, and it's really good, apparently.
Also, and then it's in brackets, or, so I think at least, the greatest time travel story of all time. Because it's Bebop and Rocksteady destroy everything, I should say.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I heard of it, but it was the time I was just because I didn't feel allowed to Turtles, I just stopped reading it because of other things.
I mean, there was a lot. 2 Turtles as well, right?
Yeah, but like Bebop and Rocksteady had just pulled some serious shit, so by the time I heard about the miniseries, I was just like, I'm not really in the mood to read about those two assholes. But I heard it was really good.
Yeah, mostly because they don't give a shit and have fun with paradoxes. Who gives a shit? Let's ride dinosaurs. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
So, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. Tento Man, for your comments. We appreciate them. And for the question. It was fun. Oh, there was one other thing that just popped into my head, and I don't know why it just popped into my head. I watched a load of video dramatizations, I suppose you could call them, for Junji Ito comics. So I watched all of Uzumaki, which is about a town infected with a curse of spirals. So different terrible things happen spiral related, like people twisting their bodies up into spiral shapes and shoving themselves into buckets.
That's not nice.
No. There's a lot of really freaky stuff. There are a couple of problems every now and again, but I always kind of find that with the Junji Ito story. Sometimes you go, yeah, but why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? It's good. It's kind of freaky stuff. I think Junji Ito does some really good freaky horror stuff. So
except that animated it.
Yeah, well, the ideas behind the stories were not the best ones. Some of the stories aren't too bad, but the problem with them was the visuals were terrible.
Yeah.
They didn't understand how to do the pacing of the horror. So I watched a load of the Junji Ito ones as well. So there was one called The Dissolving Classroom, where a guy is cursed. So if he apologizes, it starts to melt people from the inside out. And at one point, his little sister, who is a baby at that point, licks up some of the brain matter and becomes slightly evil. So kind of pushes and is an asshole to effectively make him go around apologizing more to people. Because it was one of those things where it's a curse, but it's a curse that gives him an immense sense of pleasure to apologize, like he becomes a masochist in that kind of sense. So he almost can't help but going around apologizing after his sister getting this flood of pleasure and killing people, and then again feeling regret, feeling he needs to apologize, etc., etc.
I've got this weird, very odd image of a guy lying in front of a fire on a bearskin rug, naked, turning around, looking, going, "Sorry."
Yeah, it's not quite that. It's not quite that. It's the from the Japanese culture, the very humiliating thing of hands on, knees on the ground, head right on the floor.
Position thing.
Yeah, right on the floor, begging and crying to the point where the people are disgusted with him.
That will be the melting, probably.
No, they don't. They just feel sorry for him, but which is ironic because it's quite bad because their eyes start melting and gunk starts coming out of their mouth and they just kind of slosh into goop.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's really good horror. He does some good horror, does Junji. But yeah, that's it. That's our podcast for this week, everybody. So thank you for listening. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter with Irish Paleo, and YouTube as UvolV3. If you want to contact us, you have many means nowadays. There's Twitter at the Moonbase2. There's the email, themoonbase2@gmail.com. If you're on Patreon, we'll take messages there. You can send us PMs. You can send us DMs. You can send us smoke signals. Really say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Unless you're Jason Kirkman. Quite frankly, he's becoming a sheep.
Oh.
We say he'd do something and he just does it. And the magic is gone, Jason.
Oh.
The magic is gone. You're really letting down the side of longest running podcast. By the way, we're one of the longest running continuous podcasts. You took a break.
Boom!
What you gonna do?
Hopefully fight Mikey.
He's bigger than me, so I hope not. And again, everyone is bigger than me. I am a short man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well.
Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. As Mikey said, you can find this podcast or contact us in many ways, but you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Libsyn, iTunes, all the RSS feeds usually, as far as I'm aware. You can also find us on Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, which is on YouTube, and you can contact us through there as well if you want to leave questions or feedback or whatnot. You can also find us over on Patreon, patreon.com/Moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you get the extended files version from the Files of Teletron 2, and you also get it a week early. You get extra special shows early as well, like the interview, Why We Collect, which Mikey did with Chris, which I keep on putting off, which I shouldn't, but I do, because I'm a bad man. It will go up. It will go up when I get the time and the inclination to do it. And you also get the free monthly show, Moonbase Woo Woo, which will either be a my show or a Mikey show, depending on when or if you can record this month, pretty much, Mr. Mikey.
Basically, when people are available for me to record with, it shall be recorded.
Coolios. Right. And you can find my nonsense on ccbunker.weebly.com. So with that, Mr. Mikey, what's that?
Noise.
You can. You threw me off there with that.
You can find me on Twitter.
I was just gonna start over again. My brain my brain pressed the reset button. No.
Oh, poor Andy.
Is this a black light?